Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is FPL Elman. So we're going to be going through my double game week 25 team selection. But before we get into that, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and make sure you hit that bell. Don't miss any content going up on the channel. In advance, I apologize for any background noise as I'm recording this during the day and I stay in a very noisy environment. So if any noise part makes to the video, I do apologize. So without wasting any much time, let's get straight into it. So first, I'm going to go through my Game Week 24 team review. We managed to score 110 points, and although those are good points, it was not quite enough. It seems we managed to end up with a red arrow from 88,000 141,000, and that's mostly due to the Salah triple captainers who won this week, and yeah, it's mostly because of the Salah triple captain because he popped off. So we had Flecken in goal, 0 points. Surprisingly, he did not play and did not have any news on his involvement. So I was a little bit surprised with that, but he was apparently had a hamstring injury or something, so 0 points. Then he had Mikolenko 7 points, clean sheet against Leicester, and yeah, 7 points. And Gabriel and Hall blanking 2 and 1 respectively. Gordon as well blanking with only 1 point. Palmer got an assist and 2 bonus points for 6 points, and Salah for me got 58 points. I think he got 2 goals in the first game. Then he got an assist and a goal in the game against Everton. Just inevitable. It's just him this season, 58 points. We're more blanking with 2 points. There, I managed to score 9 points, getting a goal and some few bonus points against in the first game. Unfortunately, he got injured in the first half against Liverpool, so only 1 point for him in that fixture was really disappointing. Gakpo 7 points, only managed an assist across both games, and Isaac with 2 points, very disappointing display as well against Fulham. Then he had Fabianski with 0 points, who lost his place to Ariola. Munoz was the surprise of the week, getting a clean sheet and an assist against Manchester United for 11 points. Unfortunate that he was on the bench. Then maybe we should have benched Gabriel since they were playing Man City. But oh well. Then had Van Hecke -1. They considered 7 to Forest, so -1. And Rogers blanking as well for the only 1 point, or is it 2 points? I just forgot to update. So the team for Game Week 24, pretty solid performance. Just hope we could have done a little bit better to maintain our top 100k finish. But yeah, oh, I almost forgot Slot. I use assistant chief manager Slot, 15 points. He lost. He drew in the last minute to Everton, so taking his points to 15. Also picked up a red card, but it does not affect the season manager chip. So 15 points for him, and in over 110 points for the whole team. Now let's look at what Game Week 25 has in store for us. So first, we're going to start off with my transfer thoughts, transfer considerations, whatever you want to call it. And the first transfer I'm thinking about is going from Lewis Hall to Digne in there. And the reason I want to do that is because Lewis Hall is going to be blanking in game week 29. And of course, so is Digne, but Digne has the double game week in game week 25. So it's ideal to swap them out instead of swapping out the likes of Van Hecke, who has a game week in game week 29, the likes of Munoz. Munoz also going to be blank game week 29, sorry. The other one was Mikolenko, who also has a game in game week 29. I see no reason to transfer them out and just transfer out Luis Favre. It makes game week 29 a little bit easier for me. And Newcastle fixtures have been a very tough. They have Man City, Forest, Liverpool, and a blank in their next 5 game weeks. And but Newcastle have been conceding a lot lately. They've lost their form a little bit. I think I enjoyed my time with Lewis Hall at the start, and I think it's now time to move on. Just customary FPL. I think they're bringing in Digne. Although they don't have the easiest fixtures, they have 3 home games in a row. So I think that is very good and very decent to have him in there. Then they play Palace and Brentford before their blank games. I think that's a reasonable choice to go for, and especially targeting for that double game week. So that's the first transfer I'm thinking about. Now let's look at the second transfer I'm thinking about. So the other transfer I'm thinking about is Anthony Gordon to Clivert. Just the same reasons as Hall. Really tough fixtures, and Gordon has not been very good in front of goals ever since I bought him. And it's a little bit expensive at 7.6 million. expect him to be hitting the Mbuemo numbers, and he's just not been hitting those numbers. So I think it's time to move on, and also tough fixtures coming up, and they haven't been really good in front of goal as well. So it's time to move on, and also the blank game 29 just makes it a little bit easier to sell him. The person I'm thinking of bringing in is Clivert. Of course, there's Semenyo, there's Utara, but I just think Clivert is a better option because of the penalties that he has in there, and he's on most set pieces as well for them, if I'm not wrong. And they play Southampton, Wolves, Brighton, Spurs, and Brentford in the next five. It's very enticing fixtures, and they're pushing for that top four spot. So I think it's only ideal to go for him, and I hope that he's going to be able to perform better than Gordon, of course, as you can see from his form, 11.2, and he's just one player of the month as well. So I think Clivert is a no-brainer, but Semenyo in the back of the mind because it's a little bit cheaper, I think by 0.4M, which saves a lot of money for me. But for now, Clivert is the one I'm thinking about. So now let's look at the team with these transfers in mind. And maybe I might take a -4. I'm going to discuss it with you guys as we go through the team. So this is how my Game Week 25 team is going to be looking like. We're going to be having Flecken in goal against West Ham. We still don't know his situation. I don't know if he's going to be playing, if he's injured or not. I don't know what is happening with Flecken. But either way, whether he's playing or he's not playing, Flecken will just have to be in there and have to farm the 0 points because I also have Fabianski on the bench and he's not going to play. So we're going to be playing with 10 men this game week, but it is what it is. Then you have Munoz in there against Everton. Let's hope for a similar display against Manchester United. He looked really, really good against United, so I hope that I'm able to do that against Everton, who are a more tight defending unit compared to Manchester United, which is hilarious to say in 2025, but it's just a fact at this moment in time. Then you have Digne with a double game against Ipswich and Liverpool, both home fixtures. Hope he's going to play all of the games because there's a slight chance that Martin maybe might sneak one of the games, but Digne is the main man for them. He's on set pieces, corners, he's on free kicks. So if his man, especially against Ipswich, if he's able to have a huge haul and maybe just a cheeky assist against Liverpool, will be very much appreciated. But I hope he's going to start all fixtures, also considering the injuries of Aston Villa at the defense. They've been having a lot of injuries. One of Konza is going to be available. So Konza will be the ideal pick, but since we don't know his situation at the moment, I think Dini is the best option. Then you have Gabriel against Leicester. Leicester don't tend to concede, to score a lot of goals, and I hope that Gabriel will be able to keep a clean sheet and maybe a cheeky corner goal. It's been a while since he had a corner goal because Saka has not been whipping them in, but Declan Rice is still there. So I hope that against Leicester, he'll be able to most likely keep a clean sheet, and added bonus of an attacking return will be very good as well. So that's the defense. Now let's look at the midfield. So this is how the midfield is going to be looking like. Going to be having Palmer in there against Brighton. And I'm gonna lie, Palmer has been performing very, very poorly of late, and so of Chelsea in general, but especially Palmer. Although he's coming up with a few assists and goals, there, I don't think it's enough. It's becoming that Haaland territory of performances with 11.2 million. You expect actually you expect some premium points the same. That's the way Salah produces, and I understand Paul can be the same as Salah, but with 11.2 you expect a lot of outputs, a lot of output return. So maybe it's time to move on from him and look for a cheaper alternative from another team. And yeah, so he's on thin ice at the moment from my team, and I'm sure most of you are also thinking about it. Then you have Salah, who's going to be the captain, of course, against Wolves and Aston Villa. The Wolves fixture is a little bit easier for them, but Aston Villa fixture is going to be a little bit tough. But I expect that Salah is going to be able to perform. Like yesterday, he looked like out of the game, then he just pops out with a goal and an assist out of nowhere, which is it's just him at the moment. So I expect attacking returns from Wolves and Aston Villa as well. Then you have Clivert against Southampton. Southampton are very leaky defensively, and Bournemouth tend to score a lot of goals as well. You saw how they scored 5 against Nottingham Forest. And yeah, although they failed to score against Liverpool, they could have had a lot of chance. They had a lot of chances in that game, and they could have scored a lot of chances as well. And Clivert missed an open net. So yeah, against Southampton, they're able to put the ball in the back of the net this time. Then we have Mbuemo against West Ham. West Ham have been very poor defensively. They've tried a back five, back four, and it's not working. So I hope that I hope Mbuemo will be able to perform and able to destroy that West Ham defense. And yeah, I hope that Mbuemo will be able to perform. Then you have Rogers finishing off the midfield, just the same as Dini. I've had Rogers since game week one. Can you believe it? It's very crazy. One of the few players who's still standing. And I think maybe Flecken, but I'm not so sure. Rod has been with me since game week one. And I hope that against Ipswich and Liverpool, he'll be able to perform. Both home fixtures is the main one. But at the moment, I'm slightly concerned about his playing minutes as Aston Villa have signed a lot of players who, especially Asensio, who can play in his position. So that is something to look out for and watch out for in the future. But I think a double game week is going to play all fixtures. Nobody's going to be able to perform. So that's the midfield. Looks pretty solid. Now let's look at the forward line. So now we can look at the forwards. We're going to be having two forwards. It's been a while since I had two forwards. We're going to be having Isaac in there against Man City. Man City shocking defensively. If you watch the Luton Orient game, they looked very vulnerable defensively, and also in the Real Madrid game, you can see they were able to be punished by a better team, and Real Madrid managed to score 3 goals. So I'd expect Isaac to be able to perform against that defensive unit that Man City have out there. They looked really, really bad against Real Madrid. So that's something to watch out. And they lost Ake as well. So a lot of things happening there that is just wrong defensively. I know that Isaac and Cole can be able to capitalize on that. Then you have Gakpo for the double game. He keeps on being substituted a little bit earlier in most of the games. So I expect him to be playing from the start most of the games. But just hope for a better performance compared to that game of 24, really. That was going to be able to perform. And then at the bench, you have Fabianski. So hope I have two non-playing goalkeepers for game 25. So yeah, I hope that one of them will be able to play. Then you have Ndiaye, who picked up a very nasty injury against Liverpool, going to be on the bench. Same as Mikolenko on the bench and Van Heke finishing off the team there on the bench. Then of course the San manager chip is still active for this double game week. We have slot against Wolves and Aston Villa. So with the assistant manager chief, you just hope that the team can be able to perform. And they have a lot of options. Can maybe switch to Unai Emery against Ipswich and Liverpool. But I think I'm just going to keep it at slot so I don't have to ban a transfer for this game week. So that's the team for game 25. Oh, the -4 I was thinking about is going from Gabriel and going to a cheaper defender. But for now, I don't think it's a necessity. Or going from DI to Wisa, that is also something I'm thinking about. But for now, we're just going to keep with the team as it is, so we don't have to take -4s. That's a very crucial time this season as it is. So that's the team for game 25. Let me know in the comments how your teams are looking like and transfer that you're doing. If you have any questions, check out my socials. Links are down in the description. I will also make sure I reply, especially on Instagram and on X or Twitter if you prefer that one. So yeah, with that, I'd like to thank you all guys for watching. I wanted to reach this far. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you all guys later. Bye bye.